Assalamualaikum and hi, I am NISWATUN BINTI RASIMI. In this video, I will introduce you to our chosen organization in Malaysia called as MACC. So what is MACC? It stands for Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, or in Bahasa we called it as SPRM or Suruhanjaya Pencegahan Rasuah Malaysia. Previously, it was known as Anti-Corruption Agency or ACA. Then, how does this organization works? It investigates and prosecutes public and private sectors corruption. On the 1st of January 2009, the MACC Act 2009 was established as an independent, transparent and professional body in charge with managing on the country's corruption activities. Additionally, check and balance mechanism was established and consists of 5-panel independent body, including Anti-Corruption Advisory Board, Operations Review Panel, Special Committee on Corruption, Complaints Committee, and lastly, Consultation and Corruption Prevention Panel. All of this functioned to ensure the MACC carries out the roles efficiently, effectively, and independently with transparency and professionally. Furthermore, the MACC functions are outlined in Section 7 of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act 2009. Several functions including firstly, receive and analyze any report of an offence committed under this Act, detect and investigate any suspected offence under Act of 2009, thirdly is to examine public entities' practices, systems and procedure in order to facilitate the discovery of breaches under this Act. Fourthly is to advise, instruct and assist any person on the latter's request on ways in which corruption may be eliminated by such person. And then next is to inform heads of public bodies or any changes in practices, systems or procedure that are compatible with the effective discharge of the public body's duties. And the last two are raise public awareness of corruption and enlist and foster mass support against corruption.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Syafiqa binti Muhammad Zuhaida. I will present about initiative of Malaysia Anti-Corruption Macc. One of the initiative is Certified Integrity Officer Program CEIO. The CEIO program is a one-of-a-kind training program conducted by the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Academy. This program is geared to form the CEIO network who will act as a catalyst to create an integrity-based work culture in the government and private sector and as expert in the areas of anti-corruption, misuse and abuse of power and integrity development. Next, Agent Lang, Anti-Corruption Mascot. This initiative is a joint effort between 5 key law enforcement agencies in taking the fight against corruption to a higher level through the formation of Joint Enforcement Agencies Initiative. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Macc, Royal Malaysia Police, Road Transport Department, Royal Malaysian Custom and Immigration Department from an interagency campaign featuring the anti-corruption mascot as well as promoting the hotline for reporting corruption. Furthermore, the Integrity Pack IP also one of initiative of Malaysia Anti-Corruption Macc. The Integrity Pack IP is a tool development in the 1990s by Transparency International to help the government, businesses and civil society to prevent corruption in public contracts. The introduction of the Integrity Pack further ensures that public contracting is free from corruption such as prevent bribery by parties involved, report acts of corruption and ensure that unnecessary costs are not incurred on the government. Malaysia Anti-Corruption Macc also took the initiative to raise public awareness by showing the name and shame database of offenders. Offenders as well as those under trial are highlighted on the Macc website with the objective to create greater awareness on the seriousness of the crime of corruption. Details of those convicted are made available for public viewing on the website for a maximum of 3 years. Last initiative made by Macc that I will tell is Corporate Integrity Pledge (CIP). The CIP is a document for corporations in Malaysia that engage companies to commit in upholding the principle of anti-corruption. The CIP is a collaborative effort between the IIM and the Macc to engage corporate organizations.
Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL FARHANA binti ROSNI. I want to talk about effort of Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC). Malaysia Anti-Corruption (MACC) effort to prevent corruption crimes from occurring in Malaysia are carried out through service advisors. Bahagian pemeriksaan dan perundingan BPMP conduct inspection of public and private bodies practice, system and procedures to identify flaws that could open the door to corruption, abuse of power and malpractice. These inspections were carried out using interview techniques, document reviews, site visits and benchmarking. Advisory session will be held with the heads of the public and private bodies involved to present the inspection's findings and make recommendations for improvement to reduce the risk of corruption, abuse of power and embezzlement. Then the other effort is through corruption risk management. It is a management process that assists organizations in identifying the risk of corruption, abuse of power and malpractice, as well as providing a systematic risk management plan to create the best governance that can close the door to corruption, abuse of power and malpractice. It is also assess the organization's internal implementation of improvement based on policies and legislation, system and procedures, core values and code of ethics, method detection, punitive and rehabilitation, as well as recognition and appreciation mechanism. Next, the other effort that had done by the MACC is through Organizational Anti-Corruption Plan (OACP). It is a basic anti-corruption document used by ranking organizations to address problems and weaknesses in governance, integrity and anti-corruption. The Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) Inspection and Consultancy Divisions has developed models to assist organizations in developing OACP in each of their respective agencies and departments. OACP development workshop was held to provide participants with exposure and understanding of the need to prepare, develop and implement OACP. This OACP should cover internal organizational issues such as weakness in integrity, governance, and anti-corruption that must be addressed, as well as include all areas and activities within the organization. Last but not least, the effort that MACC has made to tackle corruption is by implementing Corporate Integrity Pledge. It is an initiative that requires companies in Malaysia to comply with and adhere to the anti-corruption principles. It is one of the measures used to meet the MACC Act provision for adequate procedures in the provision of corporate liability. Companies are required to take appropriate measures to ensure that corruption does not occur in the workplace under this Act. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is NURUL REDZWANA binti KASWADI. I want to talk about the achievement of Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission. There are several achievements made by the MACC in developing the administration. First, the achievement is its strategic engagement with influential political leaders, opinion leaders, and NGO. This is because such as involvement can break the gap between the involvement of political parties and NGO in the prevention of corruption. Thus, it will influence the administrative system to be more vigilant with the behavior of employees or ministers who behave strangely by pretending not to be involved in corruption. Next, the achievement is also encouraging the involvement of the private sector in the prevention of corruption. For example, the activities that the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission has established is such as Ikrar Bebas, seminars, forum, corporate liability, briefing, workshop program has also have assist to stabilize a country administration and prevent widespread corruption. In addition, involvement of youth in fighting corruption and supporting the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission is also one of the achievements of the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission to improve the progress of administration in this country. Finally, to be able and to realize its responsibilities with trust and full dedication with government officials in preventing corruption also is the achievement of Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission. We can see that the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission has been able to provide awareness by educating the public against corruption, gaining and maintaining public support in the fight against corruption. That's all for me.
So my name is SOFEA MAZLAN, and I will explain about the challenge in the Malaysia Anti-Corruption (MACC) effort in development administration. The Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission or MACC is the sector that fight the corruption and assist the government in the change and improvement of aspect of legislation, management and government structure and human capital. And not only that, but assess based on the result of judicial research, but also by its impact on the people and the country through greater control and efficient against smuggling, environmental destruction and loss of funds. MACC is the key to measure of the effectiveness and efficiency of anti-corruption agency. Still, it's not easy, as there are some problems that need to be faced to achieve it. Firstly, we may conclude that given the scale and diversity of the public sector, the identification of different forms of corruption is a complicated and challenging process. It is complemented by the multitude of government responsibility and level in the education, supervision, evaluation of development project and program. Indeed, there may be multi-distinct sort of corruption agency operation or at the same time involving one or multi intra-organizatory, intergovernmental and governmental development initiative and program. Since the complex website of public and private players secretly conduct this corrupt operation, the time and energy necessary to uncover and investigate them turn to be long and tiresome. In addition, several AG report continuously and identify problems of similar form that have occurred through a year, despite the truthfully and the systematic type of the PSMII, which is utilized for the M&E of development project and program. As the result, the desired aim to achieve optimal or positive effect for the target group of beneficiaries or who use the lowest amount of cost or resources has not been adequately achieved, despite the conformity with international standard and the practice with the existing MAE system. In conclusion, it's very important to address public sector corruption in an efficient and efficient manner. In effective and efficient manner, in order to not compromise the welfare of intended beneficiary and to enroll the confidence of government. In particular, in the context of the implement, mentoring and evaluation of development project and program. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is SITI AMINAH binti Muhammad SALLEH, and now I will explain about recommendation. For recommendation that I will explain. The first recommendation is about the raise public awareness through the media, which is newspaper, internet, and also social media. Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission only focus on the certain group like student, private, and public company. Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission should focus on the all level of public, which is elders, teenagers, and also kids. The second recommendation is punish people at the top, because it can be the example for the public, and it also the evidence for the public show that that the law is implemented to all level, and the enforce the law is without fear and for the justice. The third recommendation is all the civil servants need to report the source of every income that they earn, and it was implemented in the Hong Kong, and as a result they can reduce the corruption in their country. And the fourth corruption is MACC or Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission need to improve its provision. Should also include a compulsory investigation to be conducted by the MACC open receipt of public complaint. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
In short, anti-corruption law is with no doubt one of the most significant initiatives to combat corruption. Corruption cannot be successfully combated without rules and regulations. The main objective of MACC Act 2009, among others, is to combat corruption, which would be carried out through the establishment of a regulatory agency known as Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. To be a successful body in fighting against corruption, the crucial factors must be made available. One is by putting some efforts on doing something like activities or initiative including CEIO program, CIP, and so on. MACC also responsible in creating awareness for people to know how bad corruption is, and it is one of the criminal offense and can be punished by law. Subsequently, achievement made by MACC shows that this organization works really well despite all the challenges that it has been through. Thus, these features and the organization itself have resulted in combating and decreasing the corruption issues, as well as leading to the peace and harmonious of the country. That's all from us. Thank you.